everyone, welcome back to the homestead. I hope you are staying cool where you are at. We've got some really hot temperatures coming this week, and so in anticipation of a hot week, we actually took off yesterday afternoon and met up with some friends at a nearby creek that had an absolutely beautiful swimming hole, and we just spent the whole afternoon enjoying the beauty of creation. This place we went to was just incredible, so beautiful and so peaceful. I'm really glad we did that. I usually stay home when the family goes to the creek. It gives me some quiet time to get some planning and things done, but this time I decided to go, and I'm so glad I did. It was just a beautiful afternoon. And now I think everyone's ready to face the week. So this week we're going to be working on our main crop area, and I wanted to share some of that with you today. And hopefully it's going to show the whole process of starting up a new garden space using a no-dig, raised bed, gardening style. And hopefully encourage some of you out there who maybe haven't started gardening yet and are trying to get some ideas together for your own garden. We've had a lot of questions along the way doing our YouTube channel, people asking why we don't produce more food, why don't we can a whole bunch of food for winter, things like that. And honestly, when you have a whole list of priorities and projects that you're tackling, sometimes the ones that seem the most obvious to other people are pretty low down on the list. And our main crop area has been low on the list for a long time, for many years, and I'm so excited that it's now at the top of the list and we are really pressing into getting our main crop set up. So let me show you where we're at. We'll just walk through this journey together of setting up our main crop garden space. Real quick, to give you some perspective, our main crop area is to the west of our house, across our driveway and parking area. And beyond it is our main pasture. We call it our front pasture. And it's also sandwiched between our new greenhouse and our children's play area. The dimensions are 42 feet by 56 feet. It's going to give us about 1,000 square feet of grow space. We're going to have main walkways going through the center and around the perimeter that are all going to be about 4 feet wide. And then in between the beds going horizontally, the walkways will be about 2 feet wide. And if you didn't see the video where we built the first bed for this space, most of our beds are going to be 12 foot long by 4 foot wide. And we are using 2x4 pine. I know pine's not the best, but I think it's going to work. We actually got some good comments after that video of people saying that they've used pine and it's worked really well for them, and it's lasted for a lot of years. The reason we went with pine is because we happen to have a Menards rebate, and that's how we got all the wood for these first beds in our garden. So they were kind of free in a sense. We just wanted to make use of that rebate in the best way that we could and get the most grow space possible with what they had to offer there at Menards. So now I'm going to take you into the garden and let Josh and Nathan show you the beds that they've built, kind of talk through how they built them, and then we're going to actually fill up one of the beds. We don't have enough materials presently to fill up all the new beds, so we're just going to start with one and work our way through the rest as we have finances to get what we need to fill those. And then to finish the space off, we're hoping to put down pea gravel in the walkways. Walkways are just so very important. It's a space you want to be able to freely access easily and not have to spend a whole lot of time weeding or maintaining. So for now, pea gravel is the most cost-effective, easy maintenance pathway that we've come up with to this point, and so that's what we're going to do. We may eventually end up doing cement or cobblestone throughout the main walkways of the garden. We'll see if we ever get to that or not. But anyway, let me show you what's going on out there in the main crop area. So here's the newest bed. The boys actually just built this morning, and we haven't put it in place yet, but it's ready to go. And up here we've got 2 more that size, 12 by 4. And then on the back side we did a 2-foot deep bed. And that's because eventually our duck area just past the greenhouse is also going to allow our ducks to access this whole swale. And so we made it high enough that the ducks can't get past it. But the plan is to plant sweet potatoes in here. And so as the vines drape over the side into the duck area space, they'll be able to eat the vines. It'll give them a food source. And then it'll make it easier on us. We won't have to prune our sweet potato vines as much on that side because the ducks will take care of it for us. So Nady's gonna explain real quick how he and Josh built this double-decker 2-foot high bed. How you tied them in together, huh?
Yep. So instead of putting one board here and then one board here so they'd be disconnected, I cut one in half and put one in the middle so it ties these two together, and these ones are just for support.
Nice. And you did that in the center supports as well?
Yep.
You can see that on down. So now the bottom 1 foot is tied together with the top 1 foot, making one solid bed.
Yep.
And then we also, this is actually a 12-foot long and a 6-foot long. So they just screwed these two together where the beds come together there for more support to keep them in place. Yep. So now it's time to fill this up.
Yep.
It's a lot of space to fill.
Yeah, we got 72 cubic feet to fill.
All right, so what are we gonna start with? What's our first layer down on the bottom foot gonna be?
Rotting logs and hay.
Right. We've got a lot of just rotten logs laying around, so it's kind of the hugelkultur idea, putting rotten logs down on the bottom. Eventually they'll break down and the soil will sink and we'll have to fill this bed with more soil over time, but it'll get us started.
Yep.
I cut down a bunch of lamb's quarters here, so we put those down in there.
And we also have a lot of scrap hay in the barn and milking area that we're going to lay down on top of the logs to kind of fill in the cracks and level everything out.
And we'll show you what we're going to fill the top foot of this bed with once we get there. All right, we're ready to fill up the upper half of these beds, and we're gonna actually divide it into two separate things. So the lower 6 inches, we're gonna do equal parts of composted horse manure that we got for free, peat moss, and perlite. And we'll mix those all up together, and that'll fill the beds all the way until the last 6 inches. For the top 6 inches, we got Kellogg brand raised bed and potting mix from Home Depot. I think it's pretty readily available across the nation, and it's not super expensive. I would recommend getting the raised bed potting mix rather than the garden soil though. The garden soil is like $1 less per bag, but it tends to really compact. That will give us a good 6-inch weed-free barrier above all of the stuff that could potentially have some weed seed in it. And then we're also going to mix in some kelp granules to that top 6-inch layer as well. Good job, Nady.
Nice.
No need for a gym workout, right? You build muscles this way. So Nate's going to take a quick break and he's going to answer one of our comment questions that we got recently about how our children got their nicknames.
So Caleb's nickname is Scooter, and that was Daddy's nickname, so that's why it's his nickname. And Joshua's is Joshy or Joshy Monkey because he likes to climb a lot.
Yeah, he's quite the climber.
And my nickname is Squirreler because when I was young I liked to stash stuff away.
And I like to call you Naterbug too,
Yep.
just for fun, or Natey.
Esther's is Esther Pie because she's so sweet. And Joseph's is Critter because, well, he's a critter. And Naomi's nickname is Biddle. Well, it actually started out as Little Bit, but then it just over time turned into Biddle because that time she was the youngest. We thought that she was going to be the last one.
Yeah, we thought she might be our last child, and so she was just this cute little bit, and Little Bit turned into Biddle.
Yep. And Abigail kind of has actually quite a few nicknames. I call her Jibs, Mama calls her Pumpkin. She kind of goes by a lot of names, and Abby for short because her name is Abigail.
Yep. Thanks for getting everyone caught up on nicknames so you guys aren't so confused when you hear random nicknames thrown out.
Yep. Back to compost scooping.
Woo!
And now we mix it up like soup.
That's a big pot of soup you're stirring, Nate.
We need to feed a lot of people.
Boy, this weather, it was scorching hot just like 15 minutes ago, huh? And now all of a sudden it's overcast and breezy and cool. It's perfect.
Yeah. Why are you reading books, mate?
You guys are so strong. Building a homestead will do that. Make you strong, huh?
Yep.
Do you like this kind of work, Natey?
To an extent.
Yeah?
Yeah. When the weather's like this, it's not that bad.
Yeah, the weather makes a big difference, huh?
Yeah.
On to the next one. How about you, Josh? Do you like this kind of work?
So. Yeah, when it's nice, it's not too bad, but when it's really hot.
You're just thinking about getting out of the heat, getting something cool to drink.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Rips along the edge. That's what you do. That's about half that in there. Time to make some more soup.
We're about to get rained out. We might have to wait on this last section here. We still need to find some more rotten wood to put in there, huh? We weren't expecting rain today. We were planning on watering all the gardens and everything, huh? It'd be nice if it rained.
Yeah, cool.
Give everything a good watering for us.
Is that the soil bed? I've got a really good method of mixing it together. go one way along the edge, and then you bring this side over to it, and then you go the other way, and you bring it back over, and then you mix this side.
There's an art to it, huh?
Yes, there is.
Cool. Well guys, thanks so much for joining us on the homestead again today and in our main crop area. It's been really fun. I'm so incredibly excited about this new space. Before I go, I wanted to give a couple thank yous. Thank you to the person who got us these pink bachelor button seeds. I love bachelor buttons. They've been on my favorite flower list for as long as I can remember, since I was a little girl. So I'm excited about those. And then also thank you to Margaret for getting these Provoskia seeds. I believe that's Russian sage, and this variety is called Blue Steel. I love Russian sage. It's so beautiful and it grows really well here in Missouri, so I'm looking forward to growing some more of that as well. As always, thank you so much to our patrons who make these videos possible. We love and appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, replay blessings over you and yours, and whatever you do, do it with your whole heart.